Hi, Evan here with Brandon for the Peel blog, and we're here to give our review and our take on I'm Still Here, which is a mockumentary, which was acted as a documentary following basically a few months up to a year of Joaquin Phoenix's life. And it's directed by his brother in law, Casey Affleck, well known actor, brother of Ben Affleck. But basically, we're seeing Joaquin Phoenix's life kind of spiral out of control. He's retiring from acting to pursue a hip hop slash rap career, and you get to see kind of his transformation from an Oscar nominee to basically turns into almost like a bumbling idiot in some instances, and really just watch his career crash. And it's kind of awkward, definitely. There's some times, but what was your overall feelings? What did you like about this movie? Was there much you liked about this mockumentary, first of all?
No, there wasn't much that I liked about it. Actually, I wasn't the biggest fan. I mean, even knowing that it was all supposed to be some joke because JP, as he calls himself in his rap career, couldn't believe that people believed reality TV shows. I think it was very over directed. Even you get to the end scene, and there's literally a 6 minute sequence of Joaquin just like walking, and you're just watching his back as he's walking, and that's like the end of the movie. I mean, it's over the top, even as supposedly this over the top wants to be like reality TV show kind of thing. It's too much. It gets past the like not believable point to just the like funny because it's so awful point.
Okay, the main thing about this movie is Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, he's the star. There's his friends that come in it, but I mean, this is an hour and 45 minutes of Joaquin Phoenix. What did you think of what ultimately is not his life, but a performance? What did you think about him acting in this movie?
I was really curious about that. He opens up the movie, or Casey Affleck opens up the movie with like a couple of minute just a monologue by Joaquin where he talks about how everyone always considered him the serious actor. So he thought he was supposed to be serious, so he kept being serious, and it was just a constantly. It was a cycle that fed itself. That he was serious, and a lot of people were serious back and forth, and then he got to a point. So he says in the mockumentary that he didn't know who he actually was, so he tried to go outside of that. And I'm curious as while he's making the film, which spans at least a year. I'm curious at what point so much of what he was doing, which was a lot of drugs and partying and just being a messed up kind of person, when that stopped being acting and started kind of being reality for him. Just a bit of a black binge period. So it was believable on Joaquin's part. His acting. I'm just curious as to how much of it turned into real life during that little mockumentary time.
I, at least for me, I thought he definitely pushed the envelope, and he shows a physicality to the role by his weight gain, and then just how he's willing to push the boundaries with some just cringeworthy scenes.
It reminded me a little bit almost of, oh my goodness, not Bruno. What is the movie called?
Borat.
Borat, where he kind of takes the reactions of other people. He wants to see how people react to his quitting acting and his rap career. So he's kind of like punking P Diddy, who he wants to produce his album, and some random strippers that he has come over, and just a lot of people that he's acting like this with. And again, I was curious, like you said, he pushes the envelope. I'm curious how much of it kind of eked over into his real life. I mean, when you put on 40 pounds and you're doing a lot of coke on film and chugging a lot of alcohol, like where does that divulge into stuff that you actually start doing, you know?
Do you do you think that stuff could have been scripted? All of it scripted, or
Yeah, I know. I absolutely believe that the majority of what we saw was scripted, which makes me wonder how many people were brought in on the film, whether they be actors or supposed to be acting as themselves. I'm curious how many people knew about it, which is something I guess we'll never really find out for sure. But I definitely think there were some moments of clarity or reality in there too, and some of his reactions to people. Huh.
another major aspect of this film just deals with getting kind of an inside look at how the media treats stars, the relationship between the media and actors and the media and the consumer, whether it's the reader, the viewer, the listener. What did you think about that aspect? I mean, you kind of see like in the beginning you talked about the monologue. You also get to see Joaquin Phoenix recite kind of the same lines when he was doing promotional material for Walk the Line, and then you get to see just what they're kind of thrown into as an actor. What do you think about the whole media aspect?
Um, I don't know if I'd use the words thrown into or the phrase thrown into. If something that if you want to be an actor or you want to be a public figure like that, that's kind of part of the territory. And I'm not saying that the extent to which the media or pop culture can go to destroy a person or to push them to the edge is right. I think there should be boundaries, and there aren't always. But I think that that's part of the job description. Something that you could take into account. If you want to be a firefighter, you're going to run into some fires. That's what you do. And if you want to be an actor, there's going to be consequences to stardom. People are interested in your life, and I think that you should know that going into being an actor.
So, you've talked about some of the things you liked, but you seem to be more weighing toward the end of dislike overall about the film. What were some of the things you really didn't like about the film?
It was awkward to the point of making the viewer uncomfortable, which, well, I understand is a part of what Casey Affleck was trying to achieve. Doesn't make for something that's watchable or enjoyable at all. I guess you can make a movie for a statement, but what's the point of that statement if no one's going to want to see it or no one's going to want to hear anything about it? You know, I mean, you can make a statement, but if nobody hears your statement, what was the point of making that statement? So I think that worked against it. I think it was a little bit over directed at times. Um, Definitely over the top, which again I realize is part of like the mockumentary experience, but over the top to the point of just being laughable. Um, I think that Joaquin's performance was good, better than good for sure. Good is saying that he didn't make me believe, and I think that his performance was definitely laudable. But as far as the movie itself, I just something about it just didn't sit well with me. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone for sure.
Okay, so what peel wise on the 1 through 5 peel scale? What would you say?
I'd give it. I wouldn't go so low as one peel, but I think I'd give it two peels for the sake, if only the sake of Joaquin's Phoenix extreme dedication to making this seem like a reality.
So there you have it. Two peels for I'm Still Here, directed by Casey Affleck and starring Joaquin Phoenix, a mockumentary about Joaquin Phoenix's life. Be sure to check out the Peel blog tumblr.com for many more reviews and musings on film and TV. And thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys. See you next time.